So this October I had my 18th birthday party, and on that morning I woke up. I tried to be really quiet because I didn't want my dad to know that I was awake. So as I crept downstairs, like the floorboards creaked a little bit. My dad was on the couch upstairs, and all I heard from there was, oh. And then I was like, oh shit, so I run back into my room, right? And all I hear is like, happy birthday, bitch! And he runs up the stairs and just bursts through my wall. And he's like, give me a hug! And he hugs me. And he's like, no, it's my birthday, mate! So he starts punching me in the face. And by the third one, I black out. And when I wake up, my arms are just like bruised and broken. And in front of me is a massive cake. And on the cake, there are 18 Jews all on fire. And he's like, blow them all out! So I'm like, okay, so I blow them all out, right? He's like, no, cut your cake! And I cut the cake, right? But as I'm cutting, it stuck on something. I'm like, what's in the cake? He's like, yo, sorry! So he pulls out his chainsaw and just cuts it through it. And in the cake, one layer, there's a layer of like chocolate, vanilla, then juice on the bottom for flavoring. And he's just like, you don't want to eat all of it! He just takes a whole cake and eats all of it. And he's like, it's good! And he's like, let's have your present! So we go outside, right? I'm just like terrified what my present's gonna be. And all I see, like in the back of his truck, is this big box. It says fragile. And I'm just like, oh shit. He's like, can't open it here. So we get in his truck and we drive down the road, right? And so once we get into downtown Toronto, he's like, hey, you can open your present now. And he's acting all quiet, he's not drunk yet. So I open the box and it's an artillery cannon from World War II. And there's like 50 shells. He's like, you know what time it is, Kevin? And I'm like, what, Dad? He's like, drinking, guys! Hooks up an IV to his vein, starts pumping vodka into his blood so he gets drunk quicker. And then he floors it in like 5 minutes. We're in Ottawa at the War Museum. And we get Hitler's car and mounts the artillery gun on that, and he paints swastikas all over it. And then he carves Hitler's face into the hood. So anyway, then we're driving in downtown Toronto. We get to like the Jew neighborhood, and it's like, what's their weekly mass, like their mass called? Whatever, it's like the Jewish mass on like Saturday or whatever. And they're all coming out of like the hall, and my dad's just, we're just, synagogue.
They're all coming out of the synagogue?
Yeah, the Sabbath. Anyway, so we're waiting for them, and I'm just like scared shitless. My dad like chained me to the artillery cannon, and he's like, okay, no! He starts firing out of the synagogue. It's like fully automatic, at like 300,000 shells per second. And the synagogue's just devastated, and there's body parts everywhere. Like, just on his truck alone, there was like 20 bodies, and all over the street. And then like one cop shows up, but the second they see that Hitler's car is there, they see him like driving away, and my dad has like telepathic power, so he hears them saying like, oh shit, it's Dad. And I look over where my dad was standing, he's just gone. I look over at the police car, it doesn't have a roof. My dad's just like eating the cop, because the cop turns out he's Jewish. And all my dad and after he had finished eating all like the body parts, there was only bones, and he resurrected a giant swastika where the synagogue used to be and set it on fire, and that was like 3 years ago, and it's still burning today.
Holy shit.
You're 21?
Yes.